Every rifle in your gun safe traces back to a handful of revolutionary designs that changed everything. These aren't just battlefield legends or hunting favorites, they're the game changers that forced entire industries to rethink what was possible. From a backwoods American long gun that terrorized the British Empire to a German experiment that accidentally created the assault rifle, these 12 designs didn't just make history, they rewrote the rules. This isn't your typical best rifles ever list. We're exploring rifles that fundamentally transformed how firearms are designed, manufactured, and used. Some choices might surprise you, others will make perfect sense once you hear their stories. Let's begin. Number 12. Remington Model 700. It's 1962, and if you wanted accuracy, you had two choices: shell out serious cash for custom work or accept good enough for mass production. Then Remington's Merle Walker said screw that and changed everything. The Model 700 democratized precision. Walker's genius was a simple cylindrical receiver machined from bar stock, cheap and fast, without sacrificing the tight tolerances accuracy demands. Suddenly, deer hunters could buy sub-MOA rifles off the shelf. Here's the kicker: the same action became the foundation for legendary military sniper rifles like the Marine M40 and Army M24. Your dad's deer rifle shared DNA with military precision platforms. That's not just market success, that's cultural impact. Even with trigger controversies and lawsuits, the 700 has been in continuous production for over 60 years. Its action design became so standard there's an entire aftermarket industry built around it. The Model 700 didn't just change the game, it defined what precision shooting could be for regular folks. Number 11. Ruger 1022. From precision shooting to the rifle that accidentally created an entire culture, the Ruger 1022. Introduced in 1964, this little rimfire looks innocent enough, just a simple .22 blinker, right? Dead wrong. The 1022's secret weapon was its patented rotary magazine. Instead of a box mag sticking out, Ruger designed a cogwheel system that sat flush with the stock. Clean lines, no snags, reliable feeding. It showed the industry there were alternatives to conventional thinking. But the real revolution was accidental. Ruger's two-screw barrel system was designed for easy manufacturing. What they didn't anticipate was creating the most customizable rifle platform in history. Anyone could swap the barrels, stocks, triggers. You can literally build an entire 1022 from aftermarket parts. Before the 1022, customizing rifles was for serious enthusiasts with deep pockets. The Ruger turned every gun owner into a potential tinkerer. It spawned an entire cottage industry, proving that sometimes the best innovation comes from giving users freedom to innovate themselves. Number 10. H&K G3 Gewehr 3. While everyone else was copying gas-operated systems in the 1950s, Heckler & Koch looked at the dominant FN FAL and said, "Hold my beer." Enter the G3 in 1959, a rifle that proved there's always another way. The G3's roller-delayed blowback system was engineering elegance. Instead of bleeding gas to cycle the action, H&K used rollers to delay bolt opening just long enough for chamber pressure to drop. Different, effective, and innovative. But here's what made the G3 industry changing: stamped steel construction. While competitors machined expensive receivers, H&K proved you could make a full-power battle rifle from bent metal without sacrificing reliability. This wasn't just cost-cutting, it was democratizing manufacturing capability. The proof? Over 70 countries adopted the G3, with licensed production in 15 nations. That's 7.8 million rifles built by countries that couldn't afford traditional machine production. The G3's modular approach also spawned the legendary MP5. H&K didn't just make a rifle, they made rifle manufacturing accessible worldwide. Number 9. FN FAL Fusil Automatique Léger. Meet the right arm of the free world, the FN FAL. Developed in Belgium between 1947 and 1953, this wasn't just a rifle, it was a geopolitical statement wrapped in 7.62 NATO. The FAL perfected the battle rifle concept at exactly the right moment. While Soviets experimented with intermediate cartridges, NATO doubled down on full-power ammunition. The FAL gave Western allies a rifle that hit hard, reached far, and said, "We're not backing down," in muzzle velocity. But the FAL's real innovation was logistical. Licensed production in over 15 countries created unprecedented military-industrial cooperation. Allies could manufacture proven designs, reducing supplier dependence while ensuring interoperability. It was NATO standardization before NATO standardization was cool. The numbers tell the story. Over 90 countries adopted the FAL, with 7 million produced. When Belgium refused Germany a license, the Germans developed the G3 out of spite. The FAL proved that Cold War rifles weren't just about firepower, they were about alliance building and industrial strategy. Number 8. AK-47 Automat Kalashnikova. The elephant in the room, the AK-47, adopted in 1947, isn't just the most recognizable rifle on the planet, it's arguably the most influential piece of 20th century technology. Mikhail Kalashnikov didn't set out to change the world, he wanted a rifle that worked when everything else failed. Generous tolerances, simple mechanisms, materials that handled Siberian cold to tropical humidity to complete neglect by minimally trained conscripts. The result? A rifle that redefined reliability in small arms. Drop it in a swamp, bury it in sand, drive trucks over it, the AK keeps firing. This changed military doctrine from maintain your weapon to your weapon maintains itself. But the AK's real impact was geopolitical. With over 75 million made, it became the great equalizer. Guerrilla movements suddenly had automatic firepower challenging conventional forces. The AK didn't just level playing fields, it flipped them completely. The design philosophy, simplicity over sophistication, reliability over precision, influenced everything from manufacturing to training doctrines. The AK-47 proved advanced technology is what works when nothing else will. Number 7. STG-44 Sturmgewehr 44. Before the AK, before the M16, before assault rifle was even a term, there was the STG-44. This 1943 German innovation literally created the category dominating infantry combat for 80 years. The STG-44's breakthrough wasn't mechanical, it was philosophical. Hugo Schmeitzer's team looked at combat data and realized most firefights happen within a few hundred meters, not the kilometer-plus ranges rifle cartridges were designed for. Why carry extra powder and recoil? Enter the 7.92 by 33mm Kurz cartridge. Kurz means short, and it was the Goldilocks solution. More powerful than pistol cartridges, more controllable than rifle rounds, perfect for actual combat distances. This intermediate cartridge concept rewrote small arms ammunition books. The rifle featured selective fire and stamped steel manufacturing design for wartime mass production. It proved advanced weapons could be built quickly and cheaply without sacrificing effectiveness. Hitler initially objected to assault rifles, but changed his mind after hearing about battlefield effectiveness. The STG-44 gave birth to every assault rifle that followed. AK-47, M16, everything. It created an entirely new weapons class. Hey, thanks for spending time with us. If you're enjoying this breakdown of game-changing rifles, a quick like and subscribe really helps us keep producing this kind of detailed content. Alright, let's get back to the video. Number 6. M1 Garand. General Patton called it the greatest battle implement ever devised, and he wasn't being dramatic. The M1 Garand, adopted in 1936, dragged infantry combat into the semi-automatic age. Think about the tactical advantage. While German soldiers worked bolt handles after every shot with Kar 98Ks, American GIs dumped 8 rounds as fast as they could pull triggers. The Garand's en-bloc clip system and semi-automatic action revolutionized infantry warfare. This wasn't just rate of fire, it was shot recovery time. Bolt actions require breaking sight picture, working the action, reacquiring targets. The Garand let you stay on target and keep shooting. That's a force multiplier that changed battlefield dynamics forever. The en-bloc clip was ingenious despite its quirks. That famous ping when clips ejected told enemies you were empty, but you could reload faster than bolt actions could cycle single rounds. With 5.4 million produced during World War II alone, the M1 proved complex semi-automatic actions could be mass-produced to military standards. It set the template for every military semi-auto that followed, demonstrating firepower advantages could be decisive. Number 5. Lee Enfield SMLE. The British Empire didn't conquer a quarter of the world with tea and politeness. They had a secret weapon, the short magazine Lee Enfield, introduced in 1904. This bolt action redefined rapid fire in the pre-automatic era. The SMLE featured James Paris Lee's rear-locking bolt with incredibly short throw, plus a 10-round detachable magazine, double most bolt action capacity. Combine fast cycling with high capacity, and you get the legendary Mad Minute, 20 to 30 aimed rounds per minute from a bolt action. German World War I attackers sometimes mistook concentrated SMLE fire for machine guns because the rate was so intense. This capability fundamentally changed British infantry doctrine from massed volley fire to rapid, aimed fire from individual soldiers. The Lee Enfield's adaptability kept it relevant through 2 world wars and beyond, proving influential designs aren't just about revolutionary innovation, they're about capacity for continuous improvement and evolution. Some Commonwealth countries still use Lee Enfield's design. It set new standards for what infantry rifles needed to accomplish and influence military training worldwide. Number 4. Mauser Model 1898, Gewehr 98. Want to understand why the Mauser name still commands respect? Look at the Model 1898. Adopted in 1898, this wasn't just another bolt action, it was the bolt action that defined the category for 50 years. Paul Mauser created something approaching perfection, the controlled round feed system, where a non-rotating claw extractor grips cartridges and maintains control until ejection, set the reliability gold standard. The rifle fed consistently upright, sideways, or upside down. The action strength was legendary. 2 massive locking lugs plus a safety lug handled the most powerful cartridges without breaking a sweat. This robust design allowed high-pressure, high-velocity cartridges that extended effective range and hitting power. Here's what made the Gewehr 98 truly industry-changing. It became the template everyone copied. The design was so fundamentally sound it influenced military and supporting rifles worldwide, from the American Springfield 1903 to countless hunting rifles. The Mauser action became the bolt-action measuring stick. With over 9 million produced by World War I's end, the Gewehr 98 proved excellent engineering could scale to massive wartime demand. Number 3. Winchester Model 1873, the gun that won the West. While that's marketing hyperbole, the Winchester Model 1873 genuinely changed American firearms culture forever. Introduced in 1873, this lever action proved repeating firearms weren't just military curiosities, they were the civilian future. The Model 1873 refined lever-action mechanisms to reliability and speed that made single shots feel obsolete. But the real genius was the 4440 Winchester cartridge. This wasn't just making a new rifle round, it was creating an ecosystem. The 4440 became the first truly successful dual-purpose cartridge used in rifles and handguns. Suddenly, frontiersmen could carry 1 ammunition type for Winchester rifles and Colt revolvers. The logistics operation brought about by this interoperability made frontier life easier and illustrated ideas that could later be crucial for military standards. Winchester's advancements in production were as significant. Because of the company's adoption of assembly line manufacturing and interchangeable parts, the Model 1873 is now accessible and reasonably priced. With over 720,000 units produced, the Winchester 1873 proved massive civilian demand for rapid-fire capability existed. It shifted the entire industry focus from primarily military contracts to developing repeating firearms for the general public. Number 2. Springfield Model 1861. The Civil War was industrial-age warfare's testing ground, and no weapon better represents that transition than the Springfield Model 1861 rifled musket. Adopted in 1861, this rifle didn't just arm the Union, it fundamentally changed how wars were fought. The key innovation was deceptively simple: rifling. While armies used smoothbore muskets, accurate to maybe 60 yards, the Springfield 1861 firing mini balls could kill at several hundred yards. That wasn't improvement, that was a lethality revolution. Traditional Napoleonic tactics depended on massed infantry formations closing to musket range before devastating volleys decided outcomes. The Model 1861 made those tactics suicidal. Armies had to rethink everything from formation tactics to cover usage. The influence of the rifle was not limited to combat zones. The first extensive American military-industrial collaboration was established when Springfield Armory was compelled to enter into contracts with 20 private companies due to the overwhelming demand of the war. All subsequent military procurements were modeled around the collaboration approach. With over 1 million units produced during the war, the Springfield Model 1861 demonstrated that industrial capacity could be decisive in modern conflicts. It helped build arms manufacturing infrastructure that made America a military superpower. Number 1. Kentucky Long Rifle. At our list's top is a rifle predating every other entry by decades, yet setting the philosophical foundation for everything that followed. The Kentucky Long Rifle. Developed around 1730 by German and Swiss immigrant gunsmiths in Pennsylvania, this was America's first indigenous firearm. and it changed warfare forever. While European muskets were inaccurate beyond 60 yards, the Kentucky long rifle's superior accuracy and range allowed American marksmen to target British officers from distances that seemed impossible. Morgan's riflemen were pivotal at Saratoga and Cowpens, demonstrating individual marksmanship could be more powerful than massed volley fire. But the Kentucky long rifle's true legacy was philosophical. When you only get one shot every 60 seconds due to complex loading, every shot had to count. This created a precision culture deeply embedded in American firearms development. The rifle established American gunsmithing as craft combining mechanical precision with artistic beauty. These weren't just tools, they were works of art demonstrating what was possible when function and form united. Most importantly, the Kentucky long rifle proved accuracy trumps volume of fire. It was precision shooting's genesis and the philosophical ancestor of every sniper rifle, target rifle, and hunting rifle prioritizing precision over rapid fire. There you have it, 12 rifles that rewrote the rules. Which rifle do you think had the biggest impact? Did we miss any that deserve to be on this list? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into firearms history, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell of Guns You Can't Live Without channel. We've got more historical firepower coming your way. Until next time, stay safe out there.